And Fitz has never ever managed to get 12,000. It shows his ineptitude. When you look into Nago Head, Brayton, the inner walls of those communities, they are begging for representation. As an MP caretaker, I can't do it. We have to just continue to point out their dereliction, their inaction, and what is factual in Southern St. Catherine. We have a mayor, we have a member of parliament, and we have 4 councillors. And all I'm seeing, if I must point out what they are doing, they are enriching themselves while the people beg for representation.
So Dobney,
They can try to deny that, but it is visible and it is there to be seen, and we can point it out if they want us to point it out.
Sir Dobney, how many
Sweet.
high schools do you have in your constituency?
We have many, based on the strategic moves that I'm making. I can't say it. I have to allow it to evolve, in other words, manifest itself one little bit at a time. But in short order, the energies are going to be doubled. You're going to see much more actions on the ground. And by extension, you're going to see much more people moving about and being what you would call inoculated with the purposefulness of understanding that for 32 years, Fitzjackson has been in power. And when I ask people figuratively to show me 2 things that Fitzjackson has done, they can't show me. And the next question I ask, why is it that he keeps winning? It is because we have not fielded what you would want to call, in other words, Southern St. Catherine is not so much one of those constituency which the people believes that they can win. I have to let them know that they will win this time around. And I'm not even planning with Lake Spend in mind. I'm not even planning that they have to cut it off to win. Even if they leave it, he's going to lose it this time. So I'm telling him, he's going to lose it this time around. He's going to see a force of labor rights in Southern St. Catherine that he has never dreamed of. We have 40,000 voters. And Fitzjackson has never ever managed to get 12,000. It shows his ineptitude. When you look into Nago Head, Brayton, the inner walls of those communities, they are begging for representation. As an MP caretaker, I can't do it. We have to just continue to point out their dereliction, their inaction, and what is factual in Southern St. Catherine. We have a mayor, we have a member of parliament, and we have 4 councillors. And all I'm seeing, if I must point out what they are doing, they are enriching themselves while the people beg for representation.
So Dobney,
They can try to deny that, but it is visible and it is there to be seen, and we can point it out if they want us to point it out.
Sir Dobney, how many high schools do you have in your constituency?
We have about 4 high school. We have Greater Portmore. We have Ascot. We have 4 high schools. We have.
Okay, so we know the government is doing intensive work on upgrading these schools. How many Fitz have upgraded so far?
Look here. Let me tell you something, man. I cannot speak to anything, and I'm going to say in block, I cannot highlight in a very fair manner anything that I can say that it's
high school. Is something primary school?
I don't see anything, and nobody can tell me that he has done it. He may very well go to some PTAs, yes. He may very well go to some graduations, yes, but I am not going to be the PR for him.
Well, go and no, man, you're not being the PR for him, you know. You're highlighting to South St. Catherine that this man is not doing a thing. So
we don't have a community center. We don't, in other words, we have government, we have some government agencies operating in Portmore, and the clinic is being expanded, the healthcare facilities are being expanded. There are many things that we are trying to do. We have built a municipal building second to none. We are looking to widen the roadways. We have the Spark program coming. We have the Reach program coming. But the logics of it, when it comes to the municipality in charge of the local thoroughfares, they're not doing anything. When you look at Nagohead Square, it is dirty because they're not going to do anything that is going to impact the aesthetics of Portmore because they do not want the government to get any credit for it. But at the end of the day, it only highlights their ineptitude and their stagnation when it comes to managing Portmore. Look at the Nagohead Transportation Center. It is decrepit. Walk to the back of the Nagohead Transportation Center and then you will see something. The PNP in Portmore is bad for Portmore. And the quicker the people understands it and galvanize themselves around the efforts of the Jamaica Labour Party, only then will we see real development in Portmore. And I'm going to tell you, representation must be visible, felt, and seen by the people when you elect a representative. And that's what I'm intending to do.
Fair enough. Anyone wants to ask him a question? Any suggestion?
Plank? Come guys, you know, open your mic. Plank, anybody open your mic. Protecting J, ask my member of parliament something.
Mr. Dobney, I wish you all the best, sir. I am backing you 100%. I'm from St. Catherine too.
Yes.
So,
well, I'm going to say to
St.
all
Catherine.
of us.
I am from Northwest.
Yeah, man. I am going to ask anybody. In other words, I've said it, when you're an MP caretaker, you need the support of everybody. Don't tell me what you're going to do. Just do something. As I said, do something. Because at the end of the day, we are going to pull out all the stops and we want all hands on deck. Because guess what? It takes cash to care. And we are going to be pulling out all of the stops to ensure that we fund our campaign and we ensure that our workers feel our energies. We're going to ensure that our managers feel our energies, our campaign team, and it is going to be second to none. So what we want is a team effort, a collaborative approach. If you have a strong member of parliament who is able to do much more than we can do, then cast your cares over to Southern St. Catherine because we're going to do it together. We must become that one seat which disrupts the 14 that the PNP has. Because the question has been posed. I asked my 49 members of parliament, which one of them is going to make way in order for PNP to attain 18 and keep their 14? Well, my role is to help as much as possible of the 49 to keep their seats, while I seek their support to disturb the 14 that the PNP has. They must lose some of them. We cannot give them seats and allow them to keep theirs. So once they lose and do not make it to the 18, they are still going to be in opposition. And once we take away some of their 14, they are going to still be in opposition. So Mark G might very well have to just head on to Britain. Because that's the only place him can go. Them don't want him nowhere in the Caribbean. They don't want him in the United States. And they don't and maybe him can go Britain. Let's see what he can do there. But at the end of the day, he is to be kept away from the coffers of Jamaica and kept away from the Tapanaris type of representation that he has proposed to us. We're not treating with that. And Jamaican people must wise up. Portmore people must wise up. And let Southern St. Catherine be that catalyst by which Portmore rid ourselves of the People's National Party.
Good evening, Mr. Dobney. How are you, sir?
Wonderful.
My name is Protecting Jamaica, sir.
Indeed.
What is the support like in Portmore as a whole as it relates to the designation that Portmore is soon to have? What is the support?
Listen, it is the support of the Portmore people is overwhelming as it relates to the parish status. And let us also accept this fact that a large percentage of Portmore people understands that they have the capacity to manage themselves. They understand that Portmore is a unique location. We are, in part, the brain of governance across the length and breadth of this country. Just look at the amount of working people that comes out of Portmore into Kingston. We are a people of capacity. And so the Portmore people silently accept the fact that we can manage ourselves. They silently accept the fact that our taxes being retained in Portmore can improve our services at the local level. They understand that if we get a type of representation at the local and the national level in Portmore, there's much more that can be done. And so, if the people of Portmore did not want parish status by the consistent discussion that is taking place, you would have seen community leaders' resistance. You would have seen the ordinary man saying it's not necessary. And yes, some people are saying it's not necessary because we don't have an hospital. But that question can be answered. That there are many parishes, there are parishes across this country that is not in proximity, communities that is not in proximity to medical services, but yet the place has parish status. Portmore is just 10 minutes away when it comes to medical service in Spanish Town and in Kingston within context. And so we are close to facilities that offers medical services. I have had the opportunity to take somebody from Gregory Park who was shot. And within 15 minutes, I was in the operating theater at the Spanish Town Hospital. We have a road network that will take us out of Portmore quickly if we need medical services. And so that is not an issue. We have a fire department. Yes, we need more based on the density of our housing population. But that will come. And if the Portmore municipality and the members of parliament was effectively governing and representing the Portmore people, we could have had much more of that which they ask for now in order to try to deny the people the opportunity to expand the what you would call the ability of us to move from municipal status to parish status. There's no denying the Portmore people is ready for it. And once that happens, and our councillors can sit in the Portmore Municipal Council or the Portmore Parish Council, I am sure there's much more that is going to be done. The only thing that we need to do is ensure that we rid the municipality of these ineffective councillors who are doing nothing for Portmore under the banner of the People's National Party.
Next question. More question, Classic. Is there a planned sensitization campaign, sir, to have those residents of Portmore who don't yet understand that this idea was already discussed even by the PNP while they were infiltrating citizen associations to rig up the political advantage that they now have in Portmore? Is there a planned sensitization campaign?
What we have is two members of parliament in Portmore, and that is Alonda Terrilla and Robert Miller. And I've listened to them in the social media space, speaking to the value of parish status to Portmore. I have what you'd want to call an invasion, I call it, I just use it an invasion of the 4 divisions in Southern St. Catherine, which is coming soon. And I'm going to tell you the construct of it yet, but we are going to be informing our people, not just about parish status, but about the transformative efforts of the government. And once we are in charge of representation in Portmore, they are going to see the value of parish. The whole issue of the smart city objective The whole issue of the aesthetic improvements, beginning with the expansive park that we are going to be putting in Southeast St. Catherine. And we have to look at the whole issue of Elsha, the value of Elsha Beach to the tourism product in Portmore, the value of East Central St. Catherine to the agricultural product, the value of Southeast St. Catherine to the academic advancement through art and other training institutions that are there. We have the capacity. And as a parish, I do believe that much more can be achieved. And as such, the message will be consistent, and there will be an uptick on the message in short order, knowing now that the bill has been tabled, and all we need to do is craft the message so that the Portmore people can understand that better is yet to come under the Jamaica Labour Party.
Okay, thank you, sir. That's it from a classic.
Yeah, Mr. What's your name again? Mr. Dublin?
Yes.
Yeah, if you could address the matter of the market in a Portmore.
All right. Let me speak about the market. I wrote an article once which speaks to a 21st century market. That is not a market that is what you would want to call filled with banana trash coming from St. Mary, and a lot of garbage being strewn around. We're talking about a properly managed marketplace that when you go into that market, there's aesthetics, there's pride of display in terms of the products that we are putting up there. Desmond Mackenzie visited Gregory Park with Leon Thomas to look at putting a market in that location across, just below just up from the train line in Gregory Park. And Leon Thomas, or let me say the municipality, took the mayor to that location and pointed out to him. And after that was done, they went and ignite a section of Cedar Grove to say that the market is going to be a dereliction to their residents or allow their property value to go down. I have traveled overseas and I see marketplace well laid out, a nice packing house. When the products come in from the country, you have a packing house, and you have people displaying their wares in such a manner that you would be proud to put on your suit, or after church you go to the market. You don't have to be stepping in mud. You don't have to be doing anything that would compromise your desire to go to the market. That is what we're looking at in Portmore, a 21st century European style market that is not going to allow any. In fact, because of our road network, we are just a few minutes from the South Coast. We are just a few minutes from the highway into Manchester, Mandeville, and people are going to be heading on the highway to come to that market because in other words, the network, the linkages to that market will be tremendous. And as such, you're looking at Aki Village also within that sort of area. You're looking at the whole issue of the Bernard Lodge development, the agricultural plots there. The people would have easy access to this market. They could sell to this market, and you wouldn't have to be depending on the country totally, because you would have what you call a network of people from all 14 parishes, collaborating to market their produce in this area. You could also look at storage facilities, mango season. You could also look at putting storage facilities to just purchase mango from the length and breadth of this country and start to look at mango nectar industries, all sort of a thing, because that's what I believe East Central has the capacity to do, to expand itself in the agricultural sphere of things, while Southern St. Catherine look at the tourism product, and Southeast Central they look at the academic and training and development for young people and adults alike. So when it comes to looking at a market, We are not thinking like PNP is thinking. We are thinking 21st century. We are thinking smart city. And that's where we are. But I guess the PNP has not reached that level yet. So they're thinking of a market, a fish market where fish, you smell the smell of fish. But if fish is properly managed, you don't need to have traveled and you go to the fish market and it is well kept. But them not reached that yet, my friend.
All right, Mr. Dobney, when I look at the road from Nagoya to Brayton, right, it's, whoa, I don't even know what to call it, right? How can we hold the MP accountable? Because we know that he's getting the CDF funds from the government, right? But he's not doing anything for these communities. He's not doing anything for the constituency, right? We know that, yes, there's a general election coming up and we have the opportunity to vote out Mr. Jackson now. But how can we hold him accountable now and find out what have he been doing with the CDF funds?
Well, my position is always going to be the accountable arms of government. When there's such, in other words, when the government gives the resources to members of parliament, councillors, local ministry of local government, etc., there has to be an accountability system. And that has to be entrenched in our governance structure. But I also believe that if every resident of Portmore coming out of Elsha, but being bottlenecked when you're heading into Nago Head, or coming into Portmore, you're bottlenecked when you reach the Port and stretch. One patrol in the vicinity of Marine Park slows down traffic by a multiple time of about 15 to 20 minutes per vehicle. And when you look at the effect of that slowing down, it is going to create a bottleneck leading out. Because if the car is not flowing freely, moving at the speed of, let's say, 50 miles or 40 miles per hour coming out of Portmore, the traffic is going to block up. So what I'm going to suggest is that the residents of Portmore must start ball out and says they have heard about this park program, they have heard about REACH, they have heard about all these road repair program. What is Fitz Jackson doing? I can talk, but when the residents realize that they are negatively affected and start to ball out, he's going to have to act. And that is what I think. There has to be a citizen resistance against this ineffective member of parliament. I know Fitz Jackson well, and Fitz Jackson knows that he's not doing anything, and he just needs to pack up and leave. That's the best thing for Portmore.
Any other question for Mr. Dobney? Any suggestion?
Let's hope him the best, you know. Let's hope him the best.
Guys, I am going to need all of your support on here.
Sure.
Mr. Dobney, it's Mario.
Yes, Mario, how you do?
I'm okay, my boss.
Enough respect, man. Mario, you're good.
Yeah, man, I'm good.
Mario, we're going to do it, you know.
We will. We will.
The systems and structures are in place.
Yeah, man.
And we are going to shock a lot of people. Just look out.
And I am asking all the guys on here, ladies and gentlemen, we will need your help. It's not a one-man team thing. It's not a one-man thing.
Indeed.
It's a teamwork. And we will need, and Classic, thank you very much for, you always been doing this wonderful job. You understand, by bringing caretakers, and I can safely say my MP on here. I must appreciate what you did just now, Classic. And guys, I am still going to ask you for your help, because PMP, we all know how PMP is. PMP, as Howard said, they put their party over their family. And we, as Jamaica Labour Party supporters, and as it relates to South St. Catherine, every day, guys, you hear me on the road talking about all of this, doing what is it necessary to do. I am one of these people, behind Mr. Dobney, doing what's necessary to get Mr. Dobney to be the next member of parliament for South St. Catherine. And it will happen. And I've seen it happening. But I still need all the help that I can get. And all the help we can get to get this job done. To remove Fitz once and for all.
Yes, Mario. And, let me also ditto what Mario has said, because many a times we have a lot of passionate people with desires, but they do not move a muscle to say, let us put our hands on deck in order to bring about the victory that we require. It has to be collaborative. And as I said, if your member of parliament is doing well and you are on the platform and you think that we need to disrupt the 14 seats that the PMP has, feel free to reach out to myself or Mario and let us make this thing happen. I saw somebody in the group speaking about the public works department that used to happen. And I will affirm that that is indeed a good idea that the government need to look at. The whole issue of reactive maintenance of our roads. There are some roads that you are driving on it and you see a pothole, major thoroughfares, and you see the potholes week 1, week 2, week 3. When I was growing up in the country and we had the public works department, a pothole is there today, but before the end of the week, it is gone. And we need to maybe look at something like that. But also, we need to factor in a more, what you would want to call accountability structure in the construction of our roads so that they last longer. And I see where the government has been articulating that. And we await its implementation in such a way that our contractors are held accountable. Yes, we can give leeway to, we have consistent rain, every rain falls over an extended period. Those are going to allow roads to deteriorate at points in time. But saving that, we must endeavor to improve the lifespan of our road network. And I must commend the government for what it is doing across the length and breadth of this country. The whole issue of the St. Thomas belt. I enjoy going to St. Thomas now. It's just awesome when you look at the level of work that is taking place in this country. And it's only a fool PMP can deny this reality. Fool, we call them. And I make no apologies about saying them fool because they are running down a color and trying to go after a pie in the sky when the reality of a table is set before you with the transformative action by the Jamaica Labour Party. Them not no sense. Fool. And their children will suffer by their stupidity in talking about PNP. PNP has no credibility. They have nothing to show for their stewardship of this country. Absolutely nothing.
Mr. Dobney.
Go ahead.
Good night, sir.
Good night.
First and foremost, let me say kudos to Classic who have you here tonight for us can hear your views and share a few words to you.
Right.
I don't know you. I am from Clarendon, like Classic does.
Mm-hmm.
And I just listening to you for the first time, and I am really grateful to hear what you have to say. But let me ask, how does the campaign going in that area?
In my constituency?
Yes, sir.
All right, let me tell you. Campaigning has to be divided into various segments. There's the administrative aspect of it. You have to have a system, both technologically driven based on the numbers, and you have to have what you call a people connect. And as such, I have a thing called We Connect Portmore. We have people that are connecting daily with individuals in a very, call it a very covert way, because it is giving them the message and pointing out to them what is happening in our country and what needs to happen in their space. And all you have to do is ask them, are you comfortable with the representation of the People's National Party? Some will say that them not even care. But you have to make them stop, assess where they are, how their children will benefit from the representation that is being given or lack of it by the current member of parliament. So your campaign has to be multidimensional. And sometimes you might not see me on the ground, but there is a whole host of activity that is taking place behind the scene. But as the time approaches, this is an election year. So we call it, we're going to be painting Southern St. Catherine green, one block at a time. And we are being careful to have effective timing, effective positioning, and that is how we are going to be doing our thing. I wish I could give you full details for your comfort level.
But we can't at this time. We can't at this time.
But the greatest comfort you will have, my brother, is knowing that Southern St. Catherine will be ridding itself of an ineffective member of parliament. And if you want me to close by saying this, let me just say this finish. If we are comfortable with Fitz Jackson, with the derelict state of the thing, then I can understand. But if you believe in giving a legacy to your kids and indeed to yourself, in giving the JLP another opportunity to expand itself to every corner of Jamaica, then it is time for them to accept the message that we bring to the table. You cannot have another term of the PNP in Portmore.
All right, but yes, Mr. Dobney, I hear and understand that. But for the PNP who likes to live in squalor, they will not do anything because they feel that their squalor life is the best. They don't see any other way. And no matter what you put in front of them on the table, they're not going to see it as a potential lifestyle for good and for their children. So they will not change. Yes, I understand all of that. Back to
let me quickly stop you with that. Let me tell you why. A message effectively crafted and communicated will appeal to the people of Portmore. They want a message coming from us, the presence of us, that gives them hope. And I'm telling you, the Portmore people want better for themselves. Every crevice and corner wants better for themselves. But they want effective positioning, an effective message, and indeed a message that you allow them to grasp. It is not just talking about the macro objectives of the JLP. It is allowing the people on the ground to feel it. And that is maybe one of our slow-paced, transformative efforts. We have not effectively grabbed the attention of the average voter on the ground because they see the positives at the national level, but they're not truly feeling it. Our message must make them feel it and realize it in order for them to rise to the rallying cry that we must allow for the JLP to give you that which is happening nationally. We want to bring it to the local level. And that's what we're doing. And we're going to be doing it. But it takes cash to care. And as Mario suggests, let us not speak about the people not accepting and not understanding what we're bringing to the table. Let's package it effectively. Let's have the conversation and bring about that consensus. Together, I believe in a very collaborative way, we can.
Well said, sir.
All right, Mr. Dobney, I see where the Jamaica Labour Party members of parliament, where they bring in investors in the constituencies, right? But in that constituency, I haven't seen any more recent development to say, yes, this is orchestrated by the member of parliament, right? Do you have plans to bring in investors if you become the next member of parliament, because we are depending on you to develop the constituency and so forth?
I'm going to say it so that if Fitz Jackson believes that he can achieve it, then run with it. But let it be said that I told you so. The whole issue of the beach erosion that is taking place in Elsha, it is not rocket science in order for you to look at how you can prevent that, because research suggests how it can be done. The whole issue of bed and breakfast being a part of the Elsha Beach build-up, allowing the people out there, the Half Moon Bay, the Elsha Beach area, to buy into it, because there is a fishing co-op in Elsha. And it is, look here, people want good. And if Fitz Jackson and the municipality understand what transformation is all about, the Elsha Beach would not look like that. So one of my point of order when it comes to the Elsha area is to bring in investors that harness the capacities of the people there, allow them to be part of that development process, and allow them to feel a sense of purposefulness in owning what you call is a multi-million-dollar industry in Elsha. So much more can be added to it. You're looking at the whole issue of the Elsha area, Elsha Park. There's need for the banking sector to be in Elsha. There's need for more social services based on the expanse amount of land that is available in those areas. There's so much development that can take place in these areas. It is, I tell you, Southern St. Catherine is poised to be the economic belt of Southern St. Catherine. And I'm going to tell you, property value in Elsha, with a JLP administration managing Portmore, will go through the roof. It is no ordinary location. And I believe that we must position ourselves to harness investment coming into this country where Southern St. Catherine is concerned. And that is going to be primarily part of my focus. Every resident of Portmore who owns a part of that land space must be provided or be presented with economic, in other words, possibilities. And as such, the whole issue of enterprise, expanding your business possibilities, is something that we're going to have to look at. And there's so much more that I can talk about that, let me reserve some of it. But I can tell you, there is tremendous capabilities from Brayton Parkway, the length and breadth of Greater Portmore, somewhere where people never even want to go live. But it's going to be in demand, high demand, when the JLP gets a foothold in Southern St. Catherine. And we don't want it because of political expediencies. We want it because we understand the true potential and capacities of the people in Southern St. Catherine.
So, Mr. Dobney, there's one PNP in the chat, and he agrees with you. You know what he said? He's not feeling Fish Jackson. That's what he said,
Well, I tell you,
at least,
as I say, it proves that he's thinking. I think that the PNPs that currently exist are walking upside down and they are living in denial. They know the truth. And they come like the monkey, they hear no evil, see no evil, speak no evil of their party. We must come to a point where If the JLP is derelict and not doing what they're supposed to do, let us be fearless in speaking about it. But let us also be accommodating of a party that has stood the test of time and has proven that our Prime Minister is the most transformative leader that this country have ever seen, Andrew Michael Holness. And let us accept this fact that the Jamaica Labour Party is the best party, that while the Jamaica Labour Party is in charge, Jamaica will thrive. And the people of this country will be able to, over time, affirm that I have never seen a party of such tremendous capabilities and potential being manifested in their actions. It's the message that we must carry far and wide.
Okay, sir. Any other question? Any other submission?
Mr. Dobney, good night.
Good night.
Question. I'm not. Where does Fitz Jackson constituency start?
All right.
I came on late, but like the boundaries.
All right. Let me tell you.
Is it a part of? No. No.
Let me tell you.
Yeah, but yeah. Mm-hmm.
Let me tell you. If you come to Port Endison Plaza,
yeah,
look to your left, up Mount Royal. Once you start at Mount Royal, on that left side, Ken's Wildflower, all the way down Mount Royal, and travel left as far as you can go into the Elsha Hills.
Oh,
that's
okay. So Hillshire. Oh, yes.
All the way up to Elsha. And also, and based on the parish boundaries, it will expand itself all the way into Goat Island. You know, they're talking about Goat Island.
Yeah.
Nothing to do with Damien Crawford, because when we talk about goat, we talk about real goat. So it expands itself all the way into Goat Island. And if you come back and then you come along and expand yourself, in other words, you come on the right hand side going down, you turn on Newland Main Road and you go down to the section that has to do with divider, being that the 20 route, I would think. Is it 20 route that is? Yes.
But I just know like the main area.
Along Portmore Pines. Along Portmore Pines to the left.
Okay, yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And you continue all the way down to where you have Brayton and where you have e-services. What you call
What Mr. Dobney? I'm getting. I just wanted.
I just wanted to give you a full dimension of it. So when you go along Caribbean Estate, Estate is on the left towards going into Spanish Town. So the left of that, all the way expanding itself right down to Portmore Country Club, and then you continue all the way down to east, all the way down, and then you go left down to 4 West, all of those areas, into 6 West, all the way up, and you meet again at Elsha. All of that area, as long as you
so basically, it sounds like he has the biggest. It seemed to me like he has the biggest constituency in Portmore.
It's indeed a large.
That's a really big section.
Comparatively, when you look at East Central and Southeast St. Catherine, it's indeed a larger space.
Because it sounds like his constituency is even bigger than Terry Long's own.
Yes, we have 4 divisions and we have 120 odd polling divisions, and we are divided into the entire Brayton community, the Brayton, Greater Portmore North and Greater Portmore East, and you have the Elsha division. And Elsha division starts the upper part of when you go to the parish church in Greater Portmore, the roundabout. To the left of that
I'm familiar with
is the Elsha division, and to the right of it is the Greater Portmore East division, and then north will pick up as you go along. But we have a very manageable area. It's not difficult to campaign in, and it is a people that is filled with resilience and capacity.
You know what? I always complain about this, and When I come to Portmore and I'll go to Sovereign Center, I said at the front of Sovereign Center, it is just a disgrace to see the people them right there and the trash. I mean, them couldn't even pave out of the front, and I'm just like, how is it you have this nice plaza and then right here it's such an eyesore, and I'm just like, can't they do something about it? Because who would be responsible for right there? Wouldn't it be like the municipality?
Let me tell you something. The municipality has the resources to do all of that.
And them don't
Improvement
do
of
nothing.
aesthetics. The aesthetic of a parish is of significant importance. The Portmore municipality, save the desires of George Lee, has not laid out a single park. The Dust Bowl that they call the
Resilience Park.
the Resilience Park. No, the Climate Change Park.
Climate
That's
change,
what-
resilient
we
park,
have a
yeah.
resilience part, but the climate change part that they had, the Dust Bowl,
The
the
Dust Bowl.
tree stump sort of thing, it reflects the thinking of the municipality, and make no bones about that. Because if you use that to govern them and to judge them, it speaks to a sort of a back wall ghetto mindset. That when you have people who lacks vision, who lacks what you call an aesthetic mind, that when you look at the area, in other words, if I'm driving along the road and I see a sidewalk with grass build up, where the silt build up on the sidewalk, there has to be a team of persons who see that daily and remove it.
Exactly.
When you look at Nago Head Transportation Center, they have people in there collecting money. But when you look at the surrounding of that location, it speaks to a low-minded individual. And let it be said, they have nothing about them. They are,
And that is why they keep the people poor. They keep them without light and water, basic needs and infrastructure. So in their mind, they're just like, well, no better than they out there. And this is what I have been used to for so many years. So I'm just going to continue to vote for them. Like, listen to me, man. The PNP can do absolutely nothing for their constituents and still win.
That is it.
And still
Well, let me tell you
win.
something. The comfort level is that Fitz Jackson has never gotten 10,000 votes, and his numbers are dwindling. I'm going to urge him, do your best and aim to improve the numbers. But with that, even with that in mind, he's not going to win, because the strategies that we are going to be laying out, we are going to have PNP people voting for the Jamaica Labour Party, because our message is going to be potent, and they are going to realize this is their last opportunity
to get change. Exactly.
to ignite some level of change in Portmore. And I'm going to use this platform to appeal to the Portmore people. Don't settle for less. You are a people that are filled with capacity. You are a people that deserves better. And when you have a member of parliament for 32 years, over about 32 years, and if you are going to look for somebody in Newland, you can't wear your shoes and you can't wear your heels and you can't drive your car, go down there. When you're going into some areas of Brayton, you can't go down there. The logics of it is that if they see any value in the Portmore people, they would not be treating them like this. Ask them where they live. Ask them where they have their lunch. Ask them where they have their meals. And ask them if they are ever walking around and feeling for money to take care of their families. The poor PNP has kept the Portmore people impoverished, those who desire opportunities, those who desire to be embraced. And let me put another thing on the table. When you look at the entrepreneurial spirit of the Portmore people, there's so much people trying to earn a living by selling.
That's true.
And what they would rather do is send in a team of people to go demolish and put the people them out of their livelihood. That's a track record of the PNP. And even with the issue of, I don't want to go into it, but let me say it, even the Keytines issue, it was engineered by the PNP to embarrass Keytines, because the The municipality is governed by a committee, which is governed by the councillors, and Keith Hines had no authority. But when a decision is made and the enforcement department gets it, they carry it out. And what they have done is put a lot of people out of work, damage the viability and the economy of the families. When what they should be doing is once a man come out with 2 egg and 2 breadfruit, you pull him to the table and create what you call an entrepreneurial park. That is going to be coming to Southern St. Catherine, an entrepreneurial park, where once you have a business idea, there's a marketing team for you. There is a stall if that is what you want. If you want to deal in administration with accounting and softwares, and we call it now accounting business services, we have something for you. If you want to deal with sports and youth recreation, we have something for you. We have chess coming to Port Southern St. Catherine. Listen to me, let me stop. We have an idea. We have ideas, we have opportunities, and we are going to unleash them to ignite the entrepreneurial energies of the Portmore people. And that is coming this year. And winning is not in other words, winning is the only option. The only option for the Portmore people. Nothing less.
There is not a day I'm not on Twitter and I don't see people complaining about Fitz Jackson. They complain about roads, and even when you're there, like even the markings, like even road markings and things like that, there's hardly any. And I just think that people just need to wise up this time, because do we really need to go, another 5 years with Fitz Jackson?
But Sean,
right?
Shen, sorry. I am underground. I am a part of Mr. Dobney team, and I can safely say people not coming out and saying stuff on the media, but they're saying it because they literally said it to me over and over on the road. So they're not coming on social media to say it.
I don't really, to me, I don't really watch. I'm just saying from what I've seen, the complaints and everything, and I'm just like, they could have done something different even in local government.
And you know what they said to me as it relates to local government, that the PMP, they trick them, come in and talk about all these roads that they will do, and they do nothing.
But Mario, let me say something to you. Our brethren of mine, you see, if vote for Lothar and Cousins in the last election, because say Southwest Clarendon and me come from, and they have been winning here since before I was born. And he came back from Canada recently, and I said to him, why did you go vote for him? And he was saying, boy, the MP does if give him a chance. And I said to him, if them have Southwest Clarendon for over 30 odd years or even more than that, what made you think that they would have changed this time? Right? Because when him come back and him to say, not now go on as usual, right? He was talking about it. And I said, what in the world made you think that he would have been different? So them can't come with that foolishness about then trick them again. They have been tricking them for over 30 odd years. Fitz Jackson does nothing, and I literally see complaints about him every single day, from before local government elections and even afterwards. And some of us sometimes say, good, we don't deserve nothing. I see me tell them, say, why not sit down and make them go vote them back in local government? Trick them? They might trick them for how long and then can't wise up? Huh? Tell me say even Sovereign Centre front. Tell me say look upon when Sovereign Centre don't make, and tell me say not even the front part could have fixed up and even move some. It is such an eyesore coming there. Huh? Not even proper markings on the road.
Look at the barriers that they have laid across that thoroughfare. When what you need is what you call it a Florida style appeal based on the level of investment that is over by Sovereign Centre. They need something aesthetically pleasing.
Exactly.
Barriers painted yellow, right. and they are not even properly laid out. Let me tell you something.
Sometimes you
The
have people that
leadership at the
sell
local
outside
level
the
in
place. What
Portmore
is that?
lacks vision. The leadership of the Portmore municipality lacks vision. And we have a mayor, and I want to be quoted, that does not understand transformational thinking. He doesn't understand it. And he believes that sitting in the municipal building
Mr. Dobney,
is going to bring him
Mr. Dobney,
continued.
people
Look here,
need to look.
them have another guest coming.
People need to look back. Young people, and well, I'm not even that old, but young people, they need to look back. Most of we born come catch the last spot at PJ. When them a talk about say how PNP trick them or this and that, what kind of transformation were they seeing in the country before Andrew Holness came into power?
Thank you.
What transformation? The most transformation I have seen in my lifetime, right, is under this government. You know, the first time I saw roads near my area being fixed in 2007. Well, no, not 2007, but under Bruce Golding administration, when they had signed the contract agreement with Czech and JDIP came in and roads were being fixed. That was the first time since me born I saw roads near my area fixed, right? And then of course them Jeep and this and that. Person never, you see the same JDIP thing, you see how them the one Michael Phillips had talked about spark not sparking and reach not reaching, and they were beating down the road initiatives, the road program is the same thing that they did with JDIP. And what did they do with JDIP? When they came into power, they took funding from JDIP for so-called fund Jeep, and then the Jeep popped down, because this is what they do, right? And if people check back history, even Operation Pride was like a crash project, you know. Operation Pride was implemented in 1994. Why? Because election was due in 1997. And then everything crashed after that, because that's exactly what it was, a crash program. It was an election gimmick, and they fell for it.
The PMP is just a brown envelope government, and we must understand that they are a brown envelope
At this
government.
time, they need to
They
wake
will
up,
give
man.
people money, and those people will mobilize some people for them enough to get them first past the post. But let me tell you something. The Jamaican people are wise, and them think they done in a southern
I don't think they're that wise. They're not that wise. Trust me.
They are wise
I don't
enough.
have faith in these people.
Jen,
Well,
Yeah, Mario.
you're in South St. Catherine?
No, I live in Southwest Clarendon, but I come Portmore every now and again, so the place just look unsightly, right?
It
But
is.
I had no idea that Fitz it stretched down to Hillshire Hills, because that's like
Yes.
literally the nicest. I like going down that area. It's really nice and and everything. But come on, man.
much more
Every
to
day
come, man. The aesthetics of the roadway along Elsha Main Road. Elsha Main Road is what you call it's an awesome stretch. And just think of palm trees spreading from Nago Head all the way into Elsha. And you don't have a roadway that has I burst a tire along the Elsha Main Road because just swing a little bit too much to the left. There's so
not
much
enough
dereliction.
lighting, and there are not enough road marks either, Mr. Dobney. That's it. Because I've been in Portmore with my cousin. We're over there in the nighttime, and then if you see the road sometime it's difficult. Right?
Of course.
And the road markings, that is another thing too. And tell me say people no see them or something for why they keep on a vote for them. Huh?
Well, let's communicate effectively, collaborate.
Mr. Dobney.
Go ahead.
That piece of stretch right there, Jam World, that's part of the division?
No, Jam World is it's shared between Terrelong and Robert, all the way from the toll road straight down to Jam World.
Oh my
not Jam
God.
World, not straight down to Aki Village. That's Terrelong.
You have a pothole on that piece of stretch. Every night you can count at least 20 cars on the side of the road. Rim broke, tire blown out. I came down there, I blown out 2 tires on that piece of stretch.
I've had to be rescued on that road already by somebody because I blew a tire. And had to go down
Yeah,
to the
luckily the
Portmore
car that I
entrance.
was driving, it was the Infinity. And you know, them car the brick
Mm-hmm.
them car tire tough.
Yes.
So I have to drive from that the way from there straight to Linstead.
Ah, boy. You know, there's a lot to be desired. And
That patrol round there, some man, round a Jamwell.
yeah,
You
man,
know the
that's,
patrol me talk.
of course, I know
You
them, but
swing
I
out
think
a one, you swing out a one, and you swing right to the one. By the time you see the patrol, oh my God, you already hit it.
you can't do nothing. And the road is a little bit narrow, so I can understand.
Yeah,
Hmm.
I'm just
Well, the change has to happen, and we have to keep the Jamaica Labour Party in power. And at the same time, while we have our party, let us continue to send the messages to them based on our own thought process in relation to how we can improve. Because yes, we are doing well, but there's a lot that can be improved, and we must continue be in continuum when it comes to improvement of how we represent and impact the people on the ground, because that's where it matters.
well, we are here for Mario, and we are also here for you.
Indeed.
Yeah, Mario is my brother like that.
Yeah,
And we are
man.
from I'm from Northwest St. Catherine, and he's from
Yes.
Southern. So, you know, I'm here. I'm supporting him 100%.
Definitely. We have a
Yeah.
lot to do, and it is the spirit of collaboration that is going to make it work. I also believe, just in putting this in, also the whole issue of pulling the business community to the table is something that we're going to be looking at in a very serious way. There's a lot of business coming into Portmore. We want them to invest into the whole aesthetic improvements of the community, and also look at community adoption as part of that process going forward. We also believe that community leaders are to be engaged, embraced, and the sweat equity of community groups to the transformation of Portmore is significant. So let us not discount the community leaders. And so I will say to the community leaders of Southern St. Catherine, prepare to be engaged, prepare to be a part of the development process, prepare to mobilize your community for the transformation that you truly desire and indeed deserve. Resources must come to communities in a manner that it allows the community to be the persons, the team that allow for the transformation to take place, because they are supported and funded project by project.
You
That is
know,
something that we're going to be putting to the
Mr.
table.
Dabney, when you becomes MP, this is what I want you to, this is what I would like you to do. Lobby for the causeway. It is very hard for people that lives in Portmore, right there, and they have to pay tolls to go across the bridge. That is the shortest toll in Jamaica. That
But
is the shortest toll
Let
in
me tell you,
Jamaica.
let me tell you something
lobby
about
for the
that.
causeway in what way though? Like
No, I,
how?
I think I know what he's saying. Let me say something
Mm.
to you. It's Plank.
Yeah, plank.
Yeah, Plank. Let me say something to you. You see, we are a proud people in Portmore. Any day we get up and say, listen to me, you're paying the toll. We're going to try and allow it to be, in other words, let's say you increase the toll maybe every 2 to 3 years. But you know what? A percentage of that revenue is going to go into youth development and infrastructural development and service delivery improvements. The
Yeah,
Portmore people will gladly continue to pay their toll.
of course.
But money must be made available. And that is, look here, when the toll was being implemented, and I
Wait,
was
question,
part of that.
Mr. Dobney, question. Let me ask you something. All right, I don't know, but the contract that they signed, right? Is it that? Hold on, let me hold on. Getting a call. Let me.
Okay.
It is Mr. Dobney.
Mm-hmm.
And people
Yes.
remember the time difference, you know. Remember the time
Yes.
difference.
No, mommy, good. Let me tell you something.
Oh, you're good. All
I
right.
still operate within the Jamaica time because I have a class. I'm doing trying to complete a Masters of Science in Project Management. And the class starts 7 o'clock Jamaica time. And I'm here, so I still have to make myself available. Chances are my class would have been completing now, by now and 2:30 our time. Because it's about 3 minutes past 2 here now. Yes, 3 minutes past 2 a.m. Let me tell you something. And just to understand, the PNP was derelict in trying to find a fix for our traffic congestion coming out of Portmore. But that fix was what you would want to call a fix that give it and take it back double. Because when you are going to charge Portmore people are told to come out because we have a traffic congestion, it was short-sighted and it was just plain and simple dishonest. What I'm saying, we lobbied that if you're going to put a toll, we think that if you're going to put a toll in place, then you must think that the people who are paying it is considered a tax. And if all we are doing is paying to drive out of our community, you purchase your house and you still have to pay to come out of it. It is sad. But I'm also believing that on the basis that it has become part of our existence, ensure that a percentage of that revenue goes back into the education of our children, the training of our young people, community safety and security, and also the whole issue of infrastructural development, improving our tourism product. All of that can be done through that, the revenue that is collected through that
Also
toll.
garbage collecting too.
Exactly. One of the things that I wanted to do when because nobody realized that my aspiration was to become the mayor of Portmore when I tackled Fitz. That was one of my deep aspiration. But I say this because you see the garbage collection in Portmore, the landfill is just across the Dobney River. And if we can create what you call a waste station in the vicinity of Jam World, where all the garbage, just like an international garbage a dump where the garbage is placed there and it is covered, you can create what you call a waste station and
You have a
create use.
recycle station. You have where you
Yes, and a waste
recycle
station. I call it a waste station
and for
because
trash.
what would happen? You have a train line that runs across the Raya Cobra into the landfill, across the landfill in Riverton City. And if we can parallel that with what you call a conveyor system that has what you call compactors on a conveyor belt, when the garbage come there, all you have to do is load it into those compactors and you push the garbage into the Riverton City area. What it is going to do, it's going to improve your time and motion. So you can clean more communities in Portmore and the truck do not have to navigate along those heavy traffic to get into the landfill. And that is something that we can think about. And it is something that I would want to implement. A waste station for garbage to get greater level of time and motion and deliver the garbage in that vicinity. And then you run it to the landfill based on a conveyor system. It can work. It can work.
Guys, any more question? Any more?
Plastic and one for cardboard.
Yeah, man, waiting Mr. Dobney.
Level the vibes, man.
Yeah, man. Well, my greatest wish, from a couple of days ago, I've been telling the people that I see where Portmore will become a parish. And then last week, I see where Minister Mackenzie has brought forward that bill to Parliament.
Oh, somebody was talking about the road from Mandela to Municipal Boulevard. Yes, that is going to be done to improve the whole issue of the movement of traffic in and out of Portmore. That is going to be done. It has been, it has been spoken about. It's just that I'm not sure of where the plans are, but it's something that is part of the road network transformation for Portmore. And that road from Mandela Highway onto the Municipal Boulevard is going to be done. Not sure where it is going to run, but I think it's somewhere in the vicinity of the Dyke Road area. But I'm not sure, so I don't want to speak too much about that. But it is going to be done.
Yes, as I was talking about the bill now. So, when Portmore become a parish, now we'll be seeing where some of the boundaries, we will see some changes with the boundaries in your constituency.
Definitely.
And by that way now, we will be able to, you will be able to win that seat.
Yeah, we're going to win it anyway, regardless of.
Also have the people of St. Catherine will now have a proper council and proper management with their resources. So they will
That
be
is
able to see
indeed
more
correct.
development in the Spanish Town area.
That is indeed correct. Our councils are being burnt out because they have to go sit in the St. Catherine Municipal Corporation, Municipal Council, and they have to sit in Portmore. So it's as if they are serving two masters.
Exactly. So that's why they were able to steal $1 billion of Jamaican tax dollars money, because all the money from Portmore put on they go pile up.
Well, I worked with solid waste at some point in time, and I've had the experience with the current leadership of the Spanish Town Municipal Corporation. Not casting any aspirations over there, because I don't know. I am hearing the news, but I can only say based on what the news is saying, it doesn't look good for them, and they have the capacity to do what is said. So what we have to do is ensure that by our efforts, we rid the Spanish Town Council of the PNP, and we ensure that Portmore gets the representation it's deserved at the local level and at the MP level. That's our mandate for 2025.
Bless up everybody. Bless up Labour Rights. Bless up Sir Dobney.
Yeah, man.
Yourself.
Yes, man. Matthew. Matthew. Enough respect.
Well, I pick up my voice, man.
Yeah, man. Then Matthew, me no know, man. And I want to tell the public that Matthew, being one of the pillars of responsibility in Marine Park, we are all on the same page, poised to win this seat this time around. And we're not leaving any room or any stones unturned to achieve this objective.
Definitely. And it's just a suggestion, because I think I saw persons in the group. Mainly I think it was chromas. But I just wanted persons to know that Mr. Dobney wears two caps. One where he's being interviewed or spoken to, and is another person on the ground. Because I see where Chromas was saying that, you have to kind of break it down for the regular man.
Yes.
And I want to reiterate to Mr. Dobney that, when you go on the road, remember that is the regular man that you're speaking to. We have all the ideas, you have all the information that is necessary, but getting that information to the regular man, there is a pattern and a style of doing that. So I just want to remind you of that as well.
Yeah, man, definitely. And yes, it's crafting a message that the people understand and they want to feel representation in their pocket. They want to see it on the road. They want to feel it in their homes, and they want to know that there's an open door policy that, based on our representation, they can communicate with us and their needs are met. And one of the things I want to suggest also, Matthew, by you saying that we want to engage the Portmore residents, those who have needs, those who want jobs. We want to engage them for 3 months, not to keep them in poverty. But once we engage them for 3 months, if we find a mother and we engage her for 3 months, what we must be doing is ensuring that she has a job. If we engage a young man for 3 months, we make sure that after the engagement, he's in some training facility. If we engage a business person, after we engage him and support him for 3 months, he must be able to stand on his own. And we want to build that spirit of resilience, finding the need, facilitating the need, and empowering the person to the point where they feel a sense of transformation and can stand on their own 2 footing. That is what we want. We don't want to keep people poor. because poverty is not a good thing.
All right, good
Empowerment
evening. Good
is
evening,
going to be
labor
the
rights.
order of the day. Yes.
Good evening, good evening, Mr. Dobney.
Yes, man.
Bless up Matthew for raise that come right. I mean the right in the comments.
Yes.
Yeah, man, I see it, man. I Jenna, man.
Bless up for that. Bless up. But Mr. Dobney, Mr. Kingston, man, I don't really know much about Portmore, but it seems like you're going to be a good MP. But with that man, there, Mr. Fitz Jackson, that is one of the worst MP in Jamaica right now. You see me? And
Yes.
about the second week now, I see them have that man on profile on TVJ. Even since evening, they have that same man on profile. And I one thing I want to say, right now, Ian Bowen supposed to start turning angry because them the man that deserve to go up on a profile.
For what? What them have
You
to
see
show?
me? Then what are the things? I see the same. And one thing I have to say again too, with the toll, with PNP, because them have to say, they have to show how wicked PNP is, and the people them over there, so still support PNP. Because they give them a toll road, move the Causeway and give them a toll road. And don't give them away name the alternative road. The alternative road is we have to go around Palm Ferry and go through Nagozed and stuff, and go through, come over back to Portmore. That is not an alternative road. You see me? But anyway, again, the same thing, I'm going to mention again, the same thing they do want to do with St. Thomas too. You see me? They never talk about the road, but they have plans for St. Thomas and whatever. They never plan to give them no highway. They was planning to give them a toll road to go to St. Thomas to pay for God them yard same way. PMP is a wicked set of people them. You see me? But Mr. Dobney, keep up the good work. Yeah, you sound good. Yes, I'm like your plans them and your sound. Yeah, but when I just talk to the, when they on the ground, don't talk to the command man, them normal, that the patois
No, man,
style.
look here. He's a street man, you know. Matthew will tell you, he's a street man. I spent 30 years in community development. I have a program called the Technology. Well, I was mandated to write the program for the Universal Service Fund called the Technology Advancement Program. We have to deal with young people.
Everything else, so we understand we are going. We're upon the ground.
Many of them.
The communication is the key, you know. Yeah, with normal
many of them
the ground, you know.
is
them that layman terms,
transformed based on the fact that I feel a sense of pride to sit on a stone because I've been in community safety and security, so I have to travel communities from Montego Bay.
Okay. So more want to have it luck, Mister. Is that the more want to have it luck, you know?
Yeah, man, definitely, man. We
bless up and respect again.
The ability to communicate with the ordinary man because we're streetwise, and when me go up on the ground is a high grade spliff me ask for, and the youth them also that you know want that.
All right, my boss. All right, bless up, respect here, sir.
You know want that, And that's how with them, man. We understand the street, you know.
All right. But I know you have to understand levels of understanding there.
Yeah, man.
All right. Bless up my brethren and plank everybody that will not bless upon yourself. But there.
Plank yourself, Crow, man.
All right,
cool. Need your help over here to make sure I tell you that, brethren.
Yeah. We've got to take some leave off and work. I'm work straight, you know.
Yes, I need your help over here, brethren.
Yeah, but I've got to work out something. I've got to work out something, Mario. I don't worry yourself.
Yeah, man, Kromas, we need you up on the ground, man, for real.
I worry yourself, Kromas. I have one nice sharp button for you.
Don't worry yourself. No cool, man. Not too much plan for me, man. Bless up on yourself. All right.
Yeah, man. We're not.
Nice speaking to you, anyway. Yes, sir.
Yeah, man. We're not take no check with this one. We are
right.
One
term, straight off, fourth term, and fifth term. You see me?
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
definitely. We're not take no check. Man. So we have put everybody on alert. And on a week campaign, we come with a campaign that is going to just clear the way for victory in Southern St. Catherine. That's how we're there.
All right, Mr. Dobney. Bless up. Cool, respect.
We level the vibe.
Any more questions?
So me I say now, create a video with all of your plans where you have to Portmore, post it up on your page so your page can go and straighten up. You understand?
Yeah, man. Matthew is listening.
You start take some video and start post them on the page so the page algorithm can go and go up. You know?
Matthew is listening.
Page can go and get some traction. You understand?
Definitely.
And we have to use what we have, you know.
Indeed.
Yeah, we have to use it and use it wisely, you know.
We have a plan for them, man.
Yeah, man.
One more campaign for them. They say it there.
All right, sounds good. So, Dobney,
Yes.
yeah, man, I'm happy that you took the opportunity to come and have a discussion. Let the people of South St. Catherine know what you're about and telling the people that, listen, this man who is currently there as MP, useless, him worthless, have nothing about him, just like in leader. You understand? And we are going to boot him out. And you see, you have your
Indeed.
team around you ready to help you. You and I, we talk enough time, talk off here. You
Yes.
understand? You know me, I come give you strength same way too. You understand?
Definitely, man. Definitely,
yeah, man.
definitely.
As I said to you
All and
earlier, Dobney, not afraid for just jump on any labor right platform that you see. You understand me? The people,
definitely.
any labor right will accept you. You understand? Continue to spread your word. Spread your wings, brother. Cool?
Word to the wise. I really appreciate the encouragement, really appreciate the expressions. And, with all of that, I am just saying to the Portmore people, let us, from East Central to Southeast St. Catherine, indeed Southern St. Catherine, let us create this bond, this oneness, this objectivity, and let us spread the transformative message in a simple manner and embrace the wishes and desires of the ordinary man to accept that the JLP is good for Jamaica and indeed good for them and their families. It is my message, and it is what I want every one of us to continue to populate. It makes no sense spending time arguing with a PNP who knows that what they are saying is nonsense. Let us tell them and let us leave them. Say it to them and leave them. But say it in a manner that will allow their conscience to be pricked because they know what they're talking is nonsense. And let us spend more time on our message that resonates on the ground, that JLP is good for Jamaica. History has proven it. And that's what we want them to know.
If
Hey,
there's no more...
Mario,
Yes, sir.
the piece of property where Fish Jackson and him friend them did a sell out down the holding. The Portmore people them know say him go to parliament, go talk, say them are decriminalize him Papa farm.
No, the Portmore
Them never
people
know
are
say him
no,
trick him trick the people them.
no, they don't. No, but
You see how PNP wicked?
People just go dig up back a video, man. Dig up a video.
Yeah, go to parliament, go a ball, so the people them a thief the property them when him and him criminal friend them. I sell it out.
No, because I didn't catch up on him.
Yeah, him couldn't do nothing about it. And then when him go to parliament, go ball about it now, and the government take stance, them a say, oh, Labour government wicked. And him wicked. People fi know them thing, yeah.
Always remember, never ever trust the PNP. You can't trust them because they say one thing when they mean another. They have a campaign that is about propaganda, lies, because they have nothing transformative to speak about. So what they want is to populate social media with a message of distortion, deception, and lies, and hoping that Jamaica will
Yeah,
embrace it.
he was the one that caused them house to get licked down. And him cause it.
We know that.
And then I blame the government. And people don't know say him cause it.
Well, they
We
do
have
it
to
with,
talk them we have to talk them thing for the people them know and understand. Say
well,
PNP are wicked and them do things.
they
And then
did
them
it with
hide behind the shadow.
they did it with key times and allowed people to believe that Keatines was behind all of it. But I know the genesis of that. They are a lying set of people and they are wicked. But let me tell you something. Time will tell. But we must ensure that we bring their tenure to a end with 3 members of parliament in Portmore. That's what we must do. And that is the strongest message we can send. Because I can tell you, with me becoming member of parliament, the tenure of the councillors on the PMP side are going to be short-lived. And I want them to hear me and take it as gospel and start deciding what they will do after the next general election. I want them to hear.
Or yourself, Mr. Dobney. Maybe before election, him not even did their run. He run gone.
Well,
God bless Nolly.
God bless Nolly. Open your mic, sir. What's
You
up?
might walk more like a signal weak.
Oh.
Yeah, they send the request long time on the phone.
I sleep him asleep, you
Yeah,
know.
because I'm fan with you.
Yeah, yes, I like him fun, yes.
All
All
right,
right.
Mr. Dobney, bless up yourself. And we wish
indeed.
you all the best.
Take care of yourselves.
All right, Mr.
Matthew,
Dog, bless up yourself, man. Respect.
Mario, the entire team on the
Keep
platform,
safe, boss.
enough
Blessed.
respect.
Yeah, man.
Why it's cold
No
no helmet to
problem, my
enjoy.
boss. No
Oh, yeah.
problem.
One of the, Europe, Mr. Dobney.
Yeah, man. I'm in Chatham as we speak.
Okay.
Yeah, right. You can tell me say you and him did their junction.
Yes, man.
I mean, and you did. Okay.
Anyway, take care of yourselves here. Peace and love, man.
Mr. Dobney, God bless.
Yeah, man.
Oh, you have to call me on WhatsApp when you're going, man.
All right, respect.
Better you call me on the WhatsApp when you're going.
Peace.
Hey, for me, I ask you, so me see the girl pan radar ball, pan TikTok a ball, so now take down the billboard them. Say them I take them down and I say, when I say talk to Xavier me and about them,